Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic time. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It does help us out oh so very, very much. If you want to support us even further, consider becoming one of our members here on YouTube. All you have to do is click that little membership icon. You're supposed to gain access to all of our videos without any interruptions while we are live, like commercials and those boring things. Boo, we don't like commercials. Boo. As well as in the future, I will be uploading specific content only meant for our members in particular. And that content is also going to be shared across our Patreon. So if you want to join our Patreon, consider going ahead and clicking on that. The link to that is down below, and that gets you into our exclusive Discord server where you can discuss joining one of our games with us or just hanging out with us, playing in some one-shots, doing some community events. You know, there's a bunch of things that we do. But aside from all of that, how about we jump into the action? Okay, almost. I'm setting up a whole lot of, I'm setting up my stream deck again, so I gotta fix that up a little bit. But anyways, not Alistair. Skeeter, tell us what happened last session.
Yeah, so we were still heading to Falcone Castle to deliver the body for interrogation. I ran off ahead of the wagon to scout and also, for some reason, get away from Skeeter. While away, there was a humanoid running after the cart, and it turned out to be a meat saleswoman, half-orc, named Mersha. Skeeter and Mersha have run into each other before at Skeeter's ashram as she was delivering meat. She discovers and finds out about the dead body that was in the bag, and there was some conflict that arose. That sounds like a weird word. When she tried to get the bag away from Alistair, there was a note found in there, and there were three locations on the map: the Princess Triangle, entry and exit, and rest. And then most of the body was buried. I believe the head was kept. Meanwhile, Skeeter's off, kind of semi-oblivious, making lunch. They get Reginald. The rest of the party gets Reginald. I think it was Taryn gets Reginald to come and teleport us to an entry point on the map, or get us as close as possible, which ends up being in Whitestone. Up there is a bakery shop that we appeared next to. Skeeter has never been in this kind of weather or type of bakery shop before. In fact, he didn't even realize that money was required. I mean, he's only been off away from his ashram maybe 3 times in his life, in very short trips. So we end up getting dressed in winter clothing, and Skeeter, there was an old woman, grandma, that came up to help us. She helped Skeeter get dressed. Skeeter he thinks, always wear his plum smugglers. And so when she offers him pants, he's worried that he can't be as nimble as a cheetah, and he must keep wearing his plum smuggler. So she gives him a dress and some boots to wear so he can be nimble. And I believe somewhere around there is where he left off. Also, Taryn and Snake still have their wedding rings on, and so that shall be interesting.
So
that's where we're at.
So you all spend a little bit of time here in Whitestone, and I forget, were you all going to wait for Taryn's people to get back? Or no, they pretty much told you, like, even if you do, they can't help you. They're doing with their own stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So you all take a rest up here inside of the estate, and early in the morning, the day is yours.
Well, I'd like to take a little bit during the day to try and find a buyer for some of this jewelry.
Your fancy jewelry?
Mhm.
Okay. What's it valued at?
Goodness gracious. It was the one. There was like a limit or something on what each person could spend, and then
What's the total value of the jewelry?
Tempest added some.
Yeah, I need a number. There's no way I'll remember that.
I think there was an additional 500 for Terran's stuff.
Okay. Oh, so you're selling all of the jewels, glam, glitter for like the dress, the necklace, the, headlet.
We're looking at if I can get a good price for it. If not, I'll hang on to it.
All right, roll an investigation. 26. The best you could find in town is somebody's willing to pay 200 gold for everything. Unfortunately, thin laces and things like that are not that valuable here in Whitestone, as most people need things to sit on top of their furs and warmth.
Right.
So
we'll,
that's about
we'll
the best
keep
you can
hanging on
get.
to it
All
for
right.
now.
Cool. So, everybody else, what are you doing? All right, so everybody is staring off into space, contemplating their life choices, their life decisions.
I
Okay.
think I do that every day.
That does genuinely sound about right. Just like, oh god, how have I got here?
So, Sneak, can we go get some more of those doughy things that we had when we got in here into town?
You want to go back to the Slayer's cake?
Yeah. Grandma was really nice and the food was good.
This is true, but be careful. Those things are addictive.
What exactly does that mean?
It means you'll soon find yourself unable to stop wanting to buy them. That shop is known for making you spend all of your money, and you don't want to run out of money because then you can't buy anything else from anywhere. You're not familiar with the concept of money, currency?
We didn't really need it on the ashram at all.
Okay. Well, outside of the ashram, we have these gold coins, and these silver ones and these copper ones. You exchange them for goods and services like cakes or food or weapons, whatever you might need.
Oh yeah, I had a bag. I sent that back to Cletus. I remember now. So you just like take a handful and give it to someone, and then they give you whatever you need.
Usually there is a specific number that they are asking. Like, a room at an inn, usually 2 silver a night, something like that. A room at a very nice inn would be a gold. Usually they let you know how much they want you to give them first. Don't just give them a handful. You tend to run out a lot quicker that way.
Interesting. So why? It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. I only have a couple weeks. So anyway, pastries?
Sure. Just don't go too crazy.
Fantastic. Are you going to come with me?
Yeah, go on.
And then we'll head to Slayer's Cake.
Alrighty. How much are you willing to spend on pastries?
Not my money. I say as a player.
I will happily spend a gold on some pastries for the two of us.
Okay, yeah. A gold is enough for half a meal for the two of you.
Yeah. I'm not looking to go crazy, just like a quick snack while we're waiting for Terran to finish hawking her stolen goods.
Mersha, Kai, Alistair.
Mersha,
will spend the morning doing yoga.
Alistair, oh, hold on. That's not. I get that whenever I eat. Alistair is going to. Just gonna try and like earn pocket change. Just spending the morning trying to help people. You know, errands basically.
Okay. So you're just helping people around town with random things.
Yes.
Cool. Kai, Mersha?
Mersha will spend the morning doing yoga.
Kai? You are muted if you are speaking.
I practices the Kama Sutra.
Skeeter's not here.
Who do you think stole it off Skeeter?
All right, so Kai does nothing. Cool. He might have AFK'd or something. All right.
He did.
Oh, that's great. So, I want a perception check from the 4 of you in town.
I'm so good at these. Oh, I perceive nothing.
You perceive nothing but the cookies.
Yeah.
Alistair.
Is all about that cake.
I perceive that this is some great cookies.
No, Alistair, you actually noticed something in town here. There's a large caravan that seems to be settling up here and establishing a small makeshift facility, mostly tents and such here in town. And the caravan is being escorted by royal guards of the Tal'Dorei.
Well, I guess I'm helping an old woman cross the street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to like start asking around, like, what's happening with the royal guards over there.
Roll a persuasion.
An 8.
Okay. You start asking people, and they're like, no, we usually stay out of everybody else's business. Just keep going about their business.
Ah, the British approach. Sneak looks indignant. You know I'm right.
So yeah,
Uh,
that's about the only response you can get.
I guess I will ask a royal guard.
You approach one of the guards, and they look up at you. They appear elven, and just look at you.
I ask an elven, is there anything special happening?
Specific business of the Tal'Dorei family should not be of any concern to you.
Well, if that's it, I'll just go back to my business.
Then you
Kai's
keep
back.
moving. When you moved closer to them, roll me another perception check.
Goody.
You see the noble makings of a way too bundled up individual who is like cautious of being in this territory without clearly being from a place this cold. Human, receding hairline, middle-aged, and a little too fat to be just an average individual. And you see that they're currently talking with somebody else that you can't really make out from this position. And further past them, they're kind of looking at a large map, like pinned up on the wall, with somebody who has like a massive amount of tools on their side. like going over like specific positions on this map over near the shearing channel or canal. And that is its name. It's shearing, everybody. I looked it up. It's shearing. I can't read that. It's too itty-bitty.
Itty-bitty a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they seem to be discussing something about that channel right now.
Do I see any details on the map, or is this just like a glance?
It's a very zoomed in image of just that territory, like the expanse between Tal'Dorei and the very tip peaks of Wildemount itself. But it's just of that area as they're going over something.
Are they like string theorying it?
No.
Okay, so there's no like lines or iconography that they're using to determine what they're looking at. Right. So I'm just gonna like go, and then walk, and I'm gonna start like not rapidly, but like quickly picking up the pace to like jog back towards. I just got it as my head is Terran's house.
Sure. As you're going back to there, let's go over to Skeeter and Sneak, who are inside of the Slayer's Cake. You hear the door, ding, 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 open up, and there's a very well bundled up looking individual. His left eye is clearly a glass eye of some capacity, and he wears a monocle over the right, and he has a large bag that's just filled with scrolls. As he walks in, he takes off very overly padded gloves and, hello. Hi. Do you have any extra travel cups? Sure, we do. We can hook you up with a couple of travel cups. Oh, wonderful. And coffee? Espresso? Tea? Espresso? Okay, I'll take espresso. That's fine. Extra creamer, like a lot. And they look inside over at the two of you and just, like raise their gloves and keep going.
I'll wave.
Okay. He'll get a magical container that keeps liquids very warm for a period of time in them. And he pays in, God, what was the name of them again? The Tal'Dorei coin specifically, the Taldaki?
Taldaki.
Electrum.
Yeah. No! Wrong game! God, Sebastian is rubbing off on you.
You do realize that I'm an amalgamation of every person I've met.
Yep. So he hands over a Taldaki for it and goes and sits over at a table and pulls out one of his scrolls and kind of like pushes it out and begins drawing on the scroll.
Will it be safe to say that I may have gone ahead and met everyone at the Slayer's Cake at this point?
Sure. So Alistair's just going to meet up with Mersha and Kai.
God damn it.
I was already out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, Taryn was already out. So yeah, it's fine. You walk in, ding, 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 ding. Hi, Taryn.
Hi, sweetheart.
You walk past this individual who's kind of like hunched over and seems to be doing something. Roll me a perception check.
Jesus.
I looks at the treats with a slight bit of fear in his eyes.
Okay, so you're there as well. Okay.
Who said I was there?
No, I said you were back. It's fine. You're here. So as you're walking past, it appears to be some type of potential pathway across the Alabaster Sierra that he's marking down positions around the local area too. And you meet up with your other allies over at their table.
One moment. And I'll like lean over. You're looking to get through the Alabaster Sierras?
He looks up over at you. Oh, yes, I am. Are you, He looks at your outfit. Traveler around here?
A local.
Oh, wonderful. Do you ever go out into the wilderness or anything like that?
Grew up there.
Perfect. Can I pay you to pick your brain about the local area, please?
Certainly.
Oh, great. Would you mind getting her another, they don't have tea here.
Espresso's
Espresso?
just fine.
Espresso, please. Yes, of course. All right,
I'll head over
wonderful.
to the table that they're at.
Mhm.
Hi, Taryn. Who's your friend here? Oh, you're an artist. You draw?
I map maker, actually. My name is, Pads.
Pads, it's a pleasure. I'm Tara.
Yes. Pleasure as well.
And
Hi,
I'll,
friend.
Hello,
as
hello.
I'm like sitting down, I'll like look over to Sneak and do like a thieves' cant of like, you may want to listen into this.
Only because it's a Terran you will notice with that perception. So anyways, he sits down and goes, "Oh, this is wonderful. Typically, for seasoned travel folk, hunters and explorers in a specific area, we pay 5 silver an hour. But given the circumstance of me needing to expedite this, I'd be willing to give you a golden hour just to pick your brain."
Sure.
Wonderful, and don't worry. I have plenty of. It's for work, so it's not an issue. Money.
Who do you work for?
That I I'm not supposed to say. I'm sorry. It's part of the contract.
Well, we don't get many visitors around here, so just curious.
Yes. Yes, of course, of course. I can tell you that this is going to help Tal'Dorei very greatly. Okay. Okay. So, the surrounding territory, I have it mapped out here of the specific territory that has 2 different families of what was it? Aaron Cockra that live out there. Is my territory surrounding their territory proper and correct? Terran, it's not Aaron Cockra, it's Harpies.
It's Harpies, dear. A little bit more aggressive.
Harpies. Really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. But is the territory outlined fairly well? Give me a survival check with advantage.
Good, I need it.
Hey.
Nice.
His territory is only about a quarter mile off, which I mean is pretty damn accurate. More of an exaggerated quarter mile or so. So it's not like it would have been dangerous for him to move into these territories. Okay, so
Here, you're a little bit off, but in a cautious way. And honestly, you should probably be looking for them at that point anyway.
wonderful,
They do
wonderful.
scout.
Wonderful. Good. And for typical offerings, what is it that they really, I assume gold, maybe?
Not particularly, no. They're
Okay.
more anything that's difficult to find or in that area. For instance, I had a mechanical toy that I've used before.
Oh, they like baubles? Trinkets?
Yes, but they better be something interesting. Ales worked, deer,
Yeah.
although they do require more than your average, average size. So anything that they can eat, anything they can drink, and anything that's entertaining.
Okay. Did you get all that? Thank you. Okay. Oh, sorry, little bird. So that's their territory right there. Nobody has been able to outline any specific ravines across the Sierra itself. However, based off of the geometry the geography of this localized area, there should be 2 to 3 different pathways that actually traverse through or under the mountain itself. Based off of my estimates for this, it should be one here, one here, one here, potentially. Do you know of any of these? And with your natural 20 survival, yeah, one of those is the one that you actually traveled when you were heading up to that area the first time.
That one there, I've been through, actually. That would probably be your safest bet. I would not go under the mountains currently.
Right, the war, right? There's a
Yes.
war? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Why is it always so active out in these parts? I mean, nothing should be here. I mean, people should be more...
It's
It's difficult enough. It's difficult enough. Why make it harder? Okay, so,
The rules are different here.
it's so tedious. Anyways, so there is a pathway right there over to the Sierras themselves. Do you have any experience traversing across, the channel by any chance?
Not in the channel directly, but I have been to the port here.
Oh, you know the location of that port. We haven't been able to get in contact with any, ports masters out there in some time. Is that typical?
Yeah.
They don't want to be bothered with anybody.
They're usually drunk.
Okay. So even more alcohol. Okay. That sounds wonderful.
There's a particular blend that's local to Whitestone that has juniper berries. Works very well.
Sounds fascinating. At what point do I burst through the door to the house and just see Mersha doing yoga? Now.
Where's Taryn?
Mersha will pop up and dust her hands off. Hey.
Oh. Hi. You still outside?
What?
Is Taryn still outside? Did you come back in?
I haven't seen
Were you
anyone.
Okay.
So, hey, no hard feelings about the, and then she'll point at his giant foot and her chest.
I would be surprised if you didn't.
Do you,
I mean-
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna see if you wanted to play like a game of Jenga while we're waiting for everyone or something.
Yeah, he raises a finger. Anytime, and he turns around and leaves. He is confused by the situation.
All right, bye.
Bye. And I guess I'll try and make my way to where I last saw Sneak head off to, because those two can't be too far apart. So
Alrighty.
So just jogging
You'll
my way
burst
to
through the door
stake.
eventually. Yeah. Okay, so it looks to me that estimated travel time as a group is going to take us roughly about 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks isn't that bad.
You may want to add another day or two to that for the weather.
Right.
Too slow
Okay.
anyway.
Right. Okay, a couple of days. I hope that won't displease them. So you're well traveled in these areas. First off, here you go. He hands you a gold piece. We round up in hours of work. It just makes sense.
Let me add it to my 3,600.
Yeah. I mean, that is the going rate of, like, I need to talk to you for an hour. Like,
Yeah.
like 1 gold, that is really good. Like,
Yeah.
if you were anybody else, oof.
Kai looks between them and just knows his eyes.
Jeez, how have you not been spending any money? I'm down to like 250 gold.
I think
Armor.
I stole some at some point.
That
Like
does
a
make
lot
sense.
at some point.
Kai
And
just-
also,
Got one Tal'Dorei.
she doesn't have to upgrade her armor.
Kai checks his
I have ornaments.
pocket.
Okay. Your pocket is as filled / empty as usual.
Now,
Uh.
y'all wouldn't be happen to looking for any sort of accompaniment or a guide.
Potentially. Do you have any work experience being a guide in this territory? Have you ever worked with Lady Briarwood? Not Briarwood. Lady Derolo?
Not directly, no, but if we are mentioned in any sort of studies outside of this, I am a Farlight.
Farlight. I have personally never heard of this, but that's also not my area of expertise. I'm, well, he
What
points
kind
at the multiple scrolls on his back.
You're fine, darling. We usually keep our existence very quiet, but considering that I am looking for work, I belong to a clan of wood elves that lived out in these woods at some point. We have been taken to the city because of the war, but
The native elves. That's right. Yes, we have heard of you. But when we inquired, they said all of them are out protecting the wilderness, so none of you were commissionable.
I happen to be out of the area during that point. I have just returned.
Roll me a persuasion, please.
I'm going to use my game advantage.
Very well.
Fuck.
Oh, well, I mean, of course, we're going to have to check your credentials first. Any birth records that you have, any associations with the family that you may have as well. And I can get back to you, presumably sometime tonight, maybe? Or tomorrow. Is there a specific address that you are staying at?
Certainly, we have taken over the estate here, and I will, give him, some directions there.
Okay. And your full name, please.
Terran Farlight.
Terran Farlight. Okay, very well. Well, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Just as a full warning, walk to the gate and announce yourself, and then we do have guards on the premises.
Oh, of course. Yes. Well, pleasure to meet you. Shakes your hand as well, Skeeter. Pleasure. Thank you. Your espresso is delicious, by the way. And he kind of winces as he drinks it. Goodbye.
I'm assuming that as he goes to the door, I burst through it.
Yep. Ding ding. Oh, excuse me, sir. And keeps moving.
Oh, I was imagining just hitting him with the door on accident.
All right, good. Oh.
Karen, there's a lot of nobles here. I look behind the door. Oh.
Yes, there are.
I squished someone.
Excuse me. He's tearing up a little bit from it and walks out.
I am very sorry, and I'm going to
It's fine.
I'm going to tap him on the nose, and I'm going to cure wounds in at level 1.
Okay, that helps the break. Anyways, but he takes off.
There are, and they're looking for accompaniment to the shearing channel.
That one? And I point behind me.
They are.
Oh, I just made a horrible first impression.
It's alright. I helped fill in the details on that map a little bit.
And she always makes a bad first impression.
I
My gun's about to make an impression on your face. Be quiet.
Hey, at least I didn't tell him you were married.
Will you two please stop that? Come on.
Yeah, you're like an old
Um,
married couple.
Now that would be Sneak and Taryn.
Less of the old, thank you very much.
You perhaps.
this is extremely uncomfortable.
Sorry, Alistair. But yes, there some sort of officials looking for passage to the Sheeran Channel asked all sorts of questions about where to pass through, questions about copies, and I did make an offer to perhaps accompany them if they do need assistance.
I'm pretty sure I did see their base camp, so to speak. And yeah, they're extremely focused on the Shearing channel. They have an entire map just for the channel itself.
That's interesting.
I don't like thinking that this might be a coincidence.
There's very little coincidence. If there's any interest happening out here, it has to be the same thing.
So, there's a lot of Tal'Dorei guards with a noble. Like Tal'Dorei guards, not just a stone vigilante.
Official.
That is what I meant.
I whispers, I forget, are they wanting us or just everyone else looking for us?
I think that's just Iman at the moment.
Right, as far as I'm aware, it's Myriad and Iman that want us dead.
Okay.
And also the capital of Tal'Dorei is Iman.
Right.
That's kind of like, well, I mean, I said capital, that's like DC.
Yeah. Well, I'm just hoping that information hasn't made its way here about us yet.
I highly doubt it. We just got out of there. And, well, if we factor in the magic, that's... Yeah. So,
Well, I think
Are
that we
we-
should perhaps try to understand why they're out here a little bit more.
sure.
Question is, do we ingratiate ourselves, or do we find a way to listen in?
Kai snickers at that.
We're not particularly good at ingratiating ourselves with anybody, despite our natural skill sets.
Kai raises his hand.
Integration,
Kai.
not the same thing.
Very true.
Neither is interlocking.
So where is their headquarters?
It's this little caravan. I say little, it's almost like a parade at this point. Down the street a bit. Probably moved a bit, but it's like there's this one noble that's a bit human, chubby. For a second, I thought it was like the son of Von Hammer, but no.
Who apparently is dead now.
Yes, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Stop smoking the espresso.
cup as big as her head.
Yeah,
Just...
Hey, he paid for
Damn it, Taryn, don't steal my cup.
it.
It's made for me.
Well, since we aren't confident about ingratiating ourselves, especially to such official business, Kai, would you want to accompany me in figuring out what's going on a little bit later when it starts to turn dark?
Sure. I can manage things if you want.
While they've been talking, I got bored long ago, and I've just been playing with my cards.
Yep.
Not really
You
paying
can't even
attention.
guess your own card.
I'm working. I'm trying.
You're just throwing cards at Alistair's head. Just Yep.
There's going to be one day where it works by accident, and he is going to. That's it. That's
Shit
what he did.
himself.
Yeah.
he's going to ascend to godhood. Just
I
kind
think
of like what's the fish people?
Merfolk.
Furfur? The furfur.
Yeah, you enough worship the thing, and it becomes an actual god.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's actually just a very long distant relative of those.
I think while Skeeter's doing that, I was like, put my hand out, like, hey Skeeter, let me have a try with that. I want to try something with you.
Sure.
And I'll just immediately start, like, speed shuffling the deck.
Your hands disappear that fast.
Wow. You are really good with those.
Oh, God damn it. Like, slightly, like, I call it a mediocre roll, but, like, you know.
Yeah, good for
But to
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
To Skeeter, it is miraculous. Also, Jared, do I notice anything funny about his cards? Like, is he really that bad, or are they marked and he knows exactly what he's doing?
Roll me. Are you proficient in playing cards?
No.
Okay. Roll me an investigation.
What background are you?
Urchin, I think? Yeah.
15. His cards are a little dirty. Kind of bent in odd positions. They have a faint odor, but not really that bad. Kind of like it wasn't intentional. They're just
They were in the
really
back pocket
old.
of the poem.
Yeah. They're really old and not incredibly well taken care of. But it doesn't seem to be deliberate markings. It's just that's his deck of cards. Yeah.
The only place you know where to hide it. Up his ass.
Oh. We're not trying to say it, Carl.
We'll give
I
those
said
back.
it because you all feared it.
But anyways, yeah. That's the it is just a deck of cards.
Yeah. Okay.
It has, of course, unique symbols on it, as most deck of cards are custom sets that have their own symbology about them. But other than that, there's nothing else.
I'd rather not think about what unique symbology is on his cards.
The spade is actually just an ass.
I hate it. Anyways, yeah, that's what the deck of cards looks like.
Oh god, the clover.
So, Mersha, did you want to show up here picking up breakfast pastries?
Yep, sure
They do have danishes. Okay, there you go. Ba-ding! Everyone's all together. Look at that.
Susan looks back. Hi again.
Hello.
I will take a moment to explain what has happened and catch you up on what our plans are to perhaps learn a little bit more why they're in town.
There you go. You're all caught up.
Great. So what's the immediate plan of action?
Well, see, I mean, kind of are a little bit better at night to get in. It's just still too bright.
Do we really want to try the sneaking route first? I know it's kind of what we do, but the risk versus reward proposition, when we can probably talk our way in.
Well, that would be your specialty, Nolan.
That is very true. Well, how about we split our plan of attack? I will try and talk my way into their good graces, and hopefully that will serve as some distraction as to whatever you and Kai are doing.
Perfect. And until then, we could use a little refill on our supplies, especially with healing potions, ale to offer the harpies, things of that nature.
Well, you ain't gonna be too lucky for healing potions and that like around here right now. Everything that's been made and commissioned has already been sent out to everybody who's preparing for the war.
Always so much damn war.
I mean, it's unfortunate that people have to go to blows, but I mean, you heard about what's happening out there. Ugh, it's just egregious.
Certainly, there's the local fight here, and then there's what's ever going to be happening with the Empire, and then makes it just so difficult to do what work we need to do.
Right. Well, here's hoping that it doesn't take too long for all of the issues to get resolved, eh?
Yes,
I don't know why.
Terran will finish her espresso.
Yeah. If only Lady Pike was still alive, she'd be able to handle it by herself.
She would, wouldn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what has Lady DeRollo said about what's going on here?
She's been getting herself set up properly with the local military. As far as, we can tell, I mean, there's been aristocrats and generals of all variety showing up at her place and just getting set up.
Certainly.
Fearful this
Yes.
might become a base of operations of sorts, with as close as we are to them.
Right, of course. Now, if there's anything about that comes up that you hear, please let me know when you see me, because we have something we need to take care of, but it is, of course, of interest to me.
Of course, yeah. Not a problem at all. Big guy. Here's a crystal claw. It's a bear claw shaped like a dragon's claw.
Yeah, just like he's holding it with both his hands, like, so how much is this?
Growing lad needs to eat. You're fine.
He looks down at it, says softly to himself, I have 300.
So anyways, while you're all having this conversation, you hear the door behind you. Ding, ding. Well, isn't this just interesting?
I accidentally tossed the crystal claw in the air. Oh, fuck. Can I step
As
out of
you-
the way of this person?
Can I
As
catch
you
it?
toss it, opposed acrobatics, because she's trying to as well.
Oh, fuck, that was bad.
Yeah, as you're trying to reach and grab it, a rapier very quickly sink and pulls it down. And you all turn around and see a white-furred and black-spotted tabaxi woman standing there. You would recognize her as a general, Terran and Sneak, and Kai.
Oh god.
Interesting
Well,
to
good
see
morning,
you all here.
General Depu.
Morning. I was told by our cartographer that you offered to escort us across the range.
I have.
Hmm. She looks
Always
around
a
at all
pleasure
of
to
you.
run into old friends.
Old friends, yes. And she lowers the rapier and takes a bite of the claw. Not bad.
Any espresso for the general?
No, I'm trying to cut back on the caffeine. Makes me get the zoomies.
Alistair's kind of like, Alistair's like looking at the crystal claw. He's just like, ah, fuck it, and he's going to sit down by the bar, or not the bar, the stool.
I'll
Yeah.
motion to the shopkeeper for another claw
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Alistair, and just
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it on my tab.
Yeah.
I'm just
Too
imagining this
sober.
entire time while we were talking, like while we were talking before this happened, he was just standing in front of it, still stuck in the same place, in front of the door,
Yeah.
just stuck in the same place after crushing the man.
You all are aware that your presence here has been a bit more interesting lately. Excuse me, madame. Would you mind giving us a little bit of privacy? Oh, sure thing. I'll see you all. I'm gonna go do the dishes in the back. Thank you. So, she continues standing at the door, and you do see that she has a few soldiers outside as well walking with her. Generals don't go anywhere by themselves. Sir, do you all want to tell me what went down in Iman a week ago?
We're chasing a cult that is hidden within the myriad.
And was it necessary to murder two diplomats?
We didn't kill anyone. Well, we didn't kill any diplomats.
The myriad took the opportunity to strike at the Duke as well.
One of them was a diplomat, and he is the one that you killed. They were all diplomats.
We
The guards.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. The guards didn't matter. No.
the Luster Zeth was myriad, part of this cult, and we needed information from him, and he did not go willingly.
I presume you have proof of this.
I pull out the map.
She takes it, looks at it. I do not understand. Anyways,
And I'll
Yeah.
tell her like what it translates to. This was in his body, if you notice the stains.
very well. There is a suitable bounty on you all, proposed by both of their families. As I'm sure you all know, there would be.
Right. And the bounty for Zeth, I'm sure, is fair enough, but we did not murder the Duke.
Well, that will be a problem for later on to deal with. If I did not already have a rapport with you, we would be capturing you as we speak right now. But given the circumstance and my understanding of your character, most of you. She eyes Alistair, Skeeter, and Mersha.
Alistair's just a ball of fluff
Al-
at this point, just like
Skeeter's just. Oh, sorry, go on.
Alistair's alright.
Skeeter's just looking in his bag, not paying attention, just playing with something in his bag.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm Alistair. Nice to meet you, General
General Depew.
Depew.
Mersha will stick her hand out. Mersha.
She'll shake your hand.
Yes. Is it a firm grip?
It's fairly firm, but it's not like obnoxiously strong. It's just firm.
Nice.
Plus those fuzzy toe beans.
You do feel the toe beans, yes. Tabaxi. But, I suppose I should make you all aware of what I am doing here. I was appointed as the general here in Whitestone in order to keep a close eye on what will be transpiring on our front of the war. As such, we have adopted a old suggestion, let's say, from a generation back, and we'll be working on the bridge across the Sierra over to Wildemount. We are supposed to be escorting a team of, how do I put it? Masons, in order to do this job. Go across the entire expanse. And, of course, that will give us a foothold into marching upon their territory.
Well, you must know that you're traveling into a very dangerous place. Not simply because of the natural state of things.
I assume so. I mean, building a bridge that will take up over 83 miles is not an easy task for us to achieve. However, we do need escorts of individuals who know the territory a bit better.
Yes, and you should know that that's where the cult is operating out of as well. That's what we suspect, and that's why we're here.
On our side or their side?
And right in the middle of the channel.
So we have time before we get in their way. Well, it looks like this job will serve a dual purpose. We'll be able to go out there. You can show us the way, and as we are building up our bridge, you all can clean up the riffraff in the meantime. Sounds like a decent enough,
Certainly, just be aware that while we do feel that we can handle what's there, be prepared, is all I can say.
Of course, we will be. But anyways, I think we would like to take you up on this mission. And at least while you're traveling with us, I am the word of mouth between Iman and Wildemount. Nobody here will hear whispers of your murders, as we know it as Tal'Dorei. I just believe that should be fair compensation.
It's much appreciated.
Oh,
Thankfully, our names were not attached to them anyway.
Yeah. There was two names thrown about. Alistair and Terran.
Oh. Sucks to be you two.
That's what I was gonna say. And Kai high five Sneak.
I will happily reciprocate the high five.
Yeah.
proceeds to slap Sneak in the face, trying to high five him.
Psh, ow! Damn monks. But anyways,
Oh.
we will be leaving tonight, okay? Whatever provisions you need to gather up, please do so. Will you be capable of parlaying with the harpies alongside me?
Absolutely.
Anywhere? I need to go, yell at a particular guard. He told me they were in Kokra, not Harpies. Anyways, enjoy your day. Meet us over at our caravan, and we will be leaving tonight.
Question before you do go, ma'am.
Hmm?
Are you having people gather the necessary bartering materials for these harpies, or can we be of assistance?
The bargaining materials will be handled by us. We want to overcompensate what they get the first time so that we can establish a good rapport for the future. As we will be traversing through this area, well, quite a lot.
Sounds like a good plan.
Anyway. Anyways. Goodbye. She walks out of the shop. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, now we know what they're doing here.
Alistair's kind of just like just bald in the corner. Like, well, my face is known. My name is known. He's just like muttering to himself in the corner.
The general's come through on a few things for us before. She's trustworthy.
Who used his name again?
I think it was Sneak who yelled out to someone to heal him while he was down.
That was Terran.
That was
It was
Terran.
Terran. Yeah, Terran said Alistair's name. Yeah.
How did they get Terran's name?
Yeah, even I never caught Terran's name being.
Whatever.
Oh, she has enough of a reputation that she probably was just suspected of being there in the first place. They're like, short little elf with a gun. There's not many of
That's
those.
fair.
Yeah. You have a particular description.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah. Anyways, if you all wish to discuss anything, especially for those party members that have no idea who the fuck that was, feel free.
So who was that lady?
Ooh, so she was the general guard of the Wuyan Gates in the Menagerie Coast, and we had to make passage at one point from the Empire into the coast. She was in charge of that particular place, and another general had gone missing at the time, and there was a bit of tension between Tal'Dorei, who she represents, and the Empire. They are looking to go to war.
She's alright, and her name is hilarious.
Of course you would think so. Now, at that point in time, we had a member of our party who was a very young and misguided individual who decided that he did not want to adhere to military rules and customs, and was going to be disciplined by the general's personnel. And turns out that he was an elf from Johas. Now, this particular instance is troubling because the Empire and Johas are gearing up for war amongst themselves. And he was suspected of being a spy, and in order to keep peace, the general was expected to execute him. Now, with our assistance and with our former employer's assistance, we were able to fake this individual's death. And she has particular feelings on the Empire's definition of discipline that we happen to share. Through her assistance, we were able to keep our former team member alive, even though he did suffer a few consequences mentally. So she did come through for us, and because of all the turmoil, she was sent back to Tal'Dorei, which I hadn't heard from her until now, but that was, what, a year ago? Longer?
Year and some months, yeah.
So, her friendship has come in handy before, and she does know me, Sneak, and Ka. We are not necessarily morally aligned with the Empire.
And you guys aren't worried she'll turn you in?
No, I'm not. She's good on her word.
All
She may
right.
be limited in what she's able to do for us, but I know for certain she won't actively try to turn us in.
And then just as a player, we might want to let Mersha understand the difference between Wildemount Empire over there and then what's going on in Tal'Dorei.
Yeah, feel
I, as
free,
a
because
player,
honestly,
knew, I would
Mersha
tell
would have
you.
no idea. So, the issue with the Empire right now and why Tal'Dorei is gearing up for war against them is because that execution was not okay. Like, a public, disgusting execution as a morale boost to their soldiers, that is not an okay thing to do just because you discovered somebody who happened to look like your enemy. They didn't actually have proof of his insurrection. They just did it. And that's their normal. And that's why Tal'Dorei is not okay with it, because Tal'Dorei is cool with a furbolg, a tiefling, a human, an Aasimar, a half-elf, and a half-elf, and a half-orc, all hanging out together. Whereas the Empire, Drow are treated like enemy.
Got it.
And the Empire's on a different continent than what continent we currently are on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You all are looking at the big map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, in the
So-
Empire's defense, he was kind of shady looking.
Don't defend
mean-
the Empire.
Yeah. This is Tal'Dorei,
Aaron felt
and
uncomfortable.
this
so
is
he had to-
Wildemount. Yeah. I mean, they did what they did, but even with any defenses, it's still very clearly, blatantly wrong. Like,
Yeah, so we may have triggered a war.
Well, this is all our fault. All right, your fault. I haven't joined yet.
yup. You weren't there yet.
Yeah.
No,
So
it was just her.
There's already a war brewing between Jorhas and the Empire. And then we're like, oh fuck, did we just get Tal'Dorei involved in this?
Yeah.
Damn, I feel
Yeah.
like I came into a shit show.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you
Oh,
did,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to it. Like, and also, to be fair, there's like 4 games right now happening all in this setting. It's going to get like this sometimes, you know, based off of actions.
All I wanted was some dungeons and some dragons, and all I got was this shitty t-shirt.
I'm sorry, you get to kill cultists.
I wanted Dungeons and Dragons, not cultists in pain.
Oh, always cultists in pain.
Cultists and childhood trauma.
Oof. Oof.
Poultice and digging up those old wounds.
Oh, yes. It'll be the final episode of this arc where Sneak has to kill his own parents in cold blood. And I'll fucking do it.
Well,
Snap their
Climactic.
pretty little necks.
I can't
Somebody-
say much about that. So
Somebody's going to say Sneak's parents' name, and it's like, why did you say that name?
Mhm.
My mommy's called Martha too. We can be buddies.
First I was a boy, now I'm a bat.
Fucking Bahamut or whatever the fuck his name is actually just sounds like Batman.
Oh no, guys.
So
Defeated by-
anyways,
Okay, let's go.
is there anything in town y'all want to do before
Oh.
taking off with the caravan or meeting the caravan?
let's see. I am going to get a big old fucking bottle of whiskey. Definitely more rations. Probably more rope, honestly. Climbing gear.
Climbing gear? Why do you need climbing gear?
For everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Because somebody needed to say it to remind everyone. And
I have cleaning gear.
let's see, probably a few extra blankets. Snowshoes. Let's see what else.
Are we getting a cart to carry everything in?
There's
it's
a
not gonna make
caravan.
it.
I mean,
You're
do
going to
we-
be traveling with a caravan. They have space for it.
Okay, I was just checking. Do we like need our own space? Because I've got Skeeters carrying around like a crap load of stuff, and then everyone else has a bunch of stuff. So I didn't know if we needed our own cart, or if they were gonna or wagon, or if they were gonna provide a wagon. That's why.
They'll let you attach your shit and spare shit onto theirs if it suits the purpose of traveling across the area, you know? They're not going to pay you for any of this because, you know, you get to not get turned over to the Empire or to the Tal'Dorei Republic, but they're not going to be dicks about it, you know? And anyways, you'll find out they're doing this to set up a fob, so that's it.
While we're preparing for this, can I get some can I spend my rest of the day
Yes.
making an object?
Depends what it is and what you're using to do it.
It's mostly made out of wood. Is the best way I could put it. So,
Okay,
That's
what
for you.
is it?
best thing I can describe it as, it's a sleigh. Not a Santa sleigh. A like you lie on it sleigh. I can attach like a backpack.
Bobsled.
Yeah, bobsled. That's whatever the fuck it's called. It's called a sled in general over here. So I'm just translating.
Okay.
And it's going to have 4 spikes, like long spikes that you can like fold up onto it.
If you're not using magic, that's something that would probably take you like a week to construct.
Oh, I'm fabricating it.
Oh, well then why'd you even ask? You're fabricating. Done.
Well, yeah, I was just wondering if I could get the materials.
In this town, they have a whole lot of raw materials, so yeah. You need
Cool.
nails for that. You need a couple of doilies. You need a lot of wood. They have it all here.
Yeah, and basically, I'm just going to have this thing like on my back. Oh, and it needs enough space in the back from. Basically, I need to draw this if I'm going to explain it. it needs like a space in the back. That if insert stick figure here is how you carry it.
Where?
It's by the.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gonna need like a plank thing in the back here. It'll make sense eventually, or never, depending on how much climbing we do.
So you're making yourself an L-shaped sled that attaches to your back like a backpack?
Yes.
If you're carrying that, you can't really carry a backpack. Remember, there is like physical spacing.
I am aware.
All right, so you don't have a backpack. Cool. Done. Yeah, you could spend fabricate amount of time in order to do that.
Lovely.
There you go. Anybody else?
Friends, I could really use some protein. Can we go get some lunch? I'm craving maybe a really good hand burger.
Hey, what now?
A hand burger?
Do you mean... Actually, I don't want to know. Fine, let's get some food.
There's a pub in town that you can stop at, and they do serve traditional Tal'Dorei style ham burgers.
Order a hand burger.
I feel like for the sake of the good of like the world, we should investigate the ashram and probably burn it to the ground. But I'm also scared.
But anyways, yeah.
That's
You go
just
in
a
there.
good last hot meal before we go. Yeah. We don't have to roleplay it out.
Okay. And since nobody else is speaking up, I assume we're just going to fast forward a little bit. Okay.
And
4
everyone has
hours.
climbing gear. Because Taryn bought 4 sets.
There you go. 4 hours later. You all meet up outside of the caravan, where you see the looming guards of the Tal'Dorei Republic standing at attention, very carefully watching over everything that is transpiring.
Sorry, don't know why I vanished out of the game.
God
May have
damn
hit
it.
the back button by accident.
But anyways,
Oh.
you all approach over there. And as you get to the front gates, Depu is already waiting. Waves you all in. The guards allow you inside. And you see that they have 3 wagons, 3 carts, about 25 soldiers, and what appears to be about 12 civilian contractors.
That's slang for adventurers.
No, civilian contractors are individuals that do like labor work, but they're contracted by the military to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to be the masons to build the bridge and to set up the fob. Depu walks with you all. We are being represented by a particularly annoying individual. Endusko is their name. He is going to be the representing noble who is going to be working alongside all of us. And, yes, watch your tongue with him. He gets very offended easily and has already tried to get me fired 3 times.
Are you sure you don't want him to have an unfortunate accident on the road?
I think all of you have killed enough nobles by now.
We killed no nobles, thank you.
She opens up.
The fat man was breathing when we left.
Taryn kind of like, oh yeah, about that.
Don't speak for Taryn. Her past is her own, and I don't know about it, nor do I want to.
So they open up the gate, and you see that the head mason is inside of there already, and you see that same plump individual that you saw previously, Alistair. As you all, are we leaving for a break in a bit? Yes, we are. Actually, that's perfect timing. As soon as you walk into the tent, we go ahead and go on break, everybody. Be right back.
Sounds good.